England and Germany is one of the biggest rivals in sports history. It actually stems from the finals in the 1966 World Cup, which England won, but in a very controversial way, and to this day it remains debatable. The English sealed the World Cup 4-2 in the last minute. Now at number 8 we have Germany versus Brazil in 2014. Yeah, a lot of us should remember this one. It was nasty for Brazil. On their homeland at the 2014 World Cup, most of us expected Brazil to win, and they were delivering somewhat by getting to the semifinals. Now this match was expected to be a very tight one, right? But in 30 minutes into the match, the outcome was already decided. The match was one of the greatest performances in World Cup history by Germany, just for the sheer destruction that they delivered on Brazil. Thomas Müller opened the scoring after 11 minutes, then Germany scored 4 goals in the space of 6 minutes, and that was that. In the end, Germany beat Brazil 7-1. Alright, so let's take a look at Chile versus Italy in 1962. This match was a simple group stage match between Chile and Italy, and it went into one of the most infamous and controversial games of World Cup history. The game set a record for an unprecedented amount of foul play. Players were punched and spat on, and the police had to come and intervene on 3 occasions to stop the violence. Chile actually ended up winning 2-0, but many called the victory super disgraceful, and they were like, yeah, no, this is completely ruining the name of football. At number 6, we have Netherlands versus West Germany in the year 1974. The Dutch national team was regarded as one of the best teams to ever win a World Cup. Many call the Dutch as football's eternal nearly men. Their record stands at 3 finals, 3 defeats. Now it's said that when the Dutch had their best team, they lost out to a combination of infighting as well as bad luck. And the year 1974, in the finals, the Netherlands and West Germany set the trend. The next match to look at is the 1970s match between Brazil and England. Brazil went on to beat England 1-0, but the match will be remembered for 2 moments. The first of which was the save. So the England star player Gordon Banks was able to produce one of the greatest saves of all time, stopping Pele's shot. Now the second moment was the handshake that followed the match, as Pele and Moore exchanged their football jerseys as a sign of respect between the two of them. Yeah, one of the finest moments in football sportsmanship that you'll ever see. Okay, so let's go a bit further back. In the year 1950, we have Brazil and Uruguay. Many people predicted that the World Cup final of the 1950 between Brazil and Uruguay would be the moment that would be Brazil's first World Cup victory. But Uruguay's national team had different plans. You see, not only did they buy 2 copies of the newspapers that predicted Brazil's assumed victory and pissed all over them, but also in front of the world record crowd of 200,000 people, Uruguay defeated Brazil 2-1 in what became known as the Maracana disaster. And here we have Brazil again, but this time versus Sweden in the 1958 World Cup. Now, they didn't call Pele the greatest football player of all time for nothing. You see, not only did he score more than once in the World Cup finals in the 1958, but he also managed to make it one of the greatest goals of all time at the age of just 17 years old. Now, it was extraordinary because Pele hadn't even played a game until the 3rd game of the tournament, and he was by no means considered to be one of Brazil's best players at the time. However, that game completely changed everybody's view on him. Okay, so we got 2 matches left, and our second last one is England versus Argentina in the year 1986. The 1986 quarterfinal between England and Argentina was dubbed the game of the century. Without the knowledge of the Falkland conflicts, however, the significance of this game cannot really be understood. You see, the Falklands War of 1982 was fresh in everybody's memory, with Argentinian people seeing the game as an opportunity to restore some of their pride. Argentina at the time had Diego Maradona, and this match was epic because this was where Diego Maradona scored the controversial, infamous hand of God goal where he punched the ball in the net. Now, of course, the Argentinian team and fans were like, what the heck, referee? Can't you see he punched the ball in the net? And the referee didn't see, and he awarded the goal to Argentina. Like, this game will definitely never ever be forgotten. Now let's take a look at another match also dubbed the game of the century. This was between Italy and West Germany in the year 1970. So during the World Cup, West Germany is best known for the drama that had the match come to be. So the first half of the match was dominated by the Italians, with Germans unable to break through. However, the Germans started to recover their rhythm in the second half, with the Italian goalkeeper having to make several really key saves. Now what made this match the game of the century was the 5 goals, or as many would like to call the unbelievable goal fest, scored during the extra time, making it one of the most nail-biting extra time experiences of all time.